us every Saturday from 10 p.m. till midnight.
Join me, the Rumba Supreme Leader, the Grand Ayatollah Simeon Mfumu Kimbango, and
Winnie Marie Jose, Bridge over Congo.
Mungu esilakano nzungu teka sielenge Mungu esilakano.
Chumvi huyeyuka chunguni, lakini ladha yake hubakia.
As we embrace another school year, we are faced with a looming crisis. And the crisis is the rise of the number of mental health-related deaths, especially amongst the teaching fraternity.
There is this demand that, yes, you may be teaching the 844 system, you've done it for a long time, but when we are asking for results at all costs, then the teacher is the person who is between the student and the people we are reporting to. So that puts a lot of pressure on the teacher.
People joining the profession, and it wasn't a calling. So the expectations, unmet expectations, maybe it is not part of your personality, the pressure that comes with handling students, and eventually you become the wounded caregiver.
The quality of education is as good as the quality of its teachers. And the quality of its teachers does not just go with the professional qualification of a teacher. It's about the person of the teacher, because if we look at ourselves, we remember so much about what the teacher did for us or to us more than we remember what we were taught.
But here is the thing. Schools that go ahead and do it with a clear heart, they get most of their results, because you see what? As a teacher, I mean, the same environment throughout. Even that environment itself is a stressful one.
If we could also have maybe clubs in the school, whereby we even bring the students on board. So that if a teacher comes to class and is bleeding all over, the students can also realize, mwalimu hakuangi hivi, there must be something.
There has to be something going on.
Yeah.
Thank you for making time for us on KBC's Lunchtime News. Of course, this is where you get your latest in terms of news from the world of current affairs, business, as well as sports. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim, the sign language interpreter. At the bottom end of the screen is Byron Abuli. And quickly, I want to take you to the proceedings earlier on in terms of the state visit at State House Nairobi by none other than Guinea-Bissau President, that is Umaru Mukhtar, who met with President William Ruto this morning, where the president has pledged to, of course, expand the trade route between Kenya and Guinea-Bissau. Let's listen in to the earlier proceedings.
This state visit has provided a valuable opportunity to explore avenues for enhancing trade and investment between Kenya and Guinea-Bissau. We acknowledge the immense potential that exists in leveraging the Africa Continental Free Trade Area and other continental infrastructure, including the recently concluded tripartite agreement that has now come into force that brings together COMESA, East African Community, and SADC.
As my brother, President Ruto has just mentioned that Guinea-Bissau and Kenya are two countries, two brotherly countries. We share the same values and we want to achieve the same objectives, economic development and social progress.
You'll get more in regards to what the two heads of state discuss in our subsequent bulletins by none other than Giverson Minor. In other news now, Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Musalia Mudavadi held bilateral talks with Sudanese Foreign Minister Ali Yusuf Ahmed. The discussions focused on strengthening economic partnerships, political and multilateral diplomacy. The two leaders also pledged to maintain political dialogue on regional and international issues of shared interest.
Yeah. It is coming. Good seeing you. How are you? Fine, fine. Ambassador, how are you? Fine. I'm going to bring you on. That is true. So, again, it was really a pleasure. Your Excellency, I am here to just to convey a message that we had some hiccups in our relations, but our meeting in Luanda was the threshold for a new approach to the relations. So we are here to work on the bilateral relations, and this means we want to revive the Joint Ministerial Committee. So we decided to appeal to you to revive this Joint Ministerial Committee, which deals with various issues, of course, including trade, economic cooperation, cultural cooperation, and so on.
We want peace to be restored in your country, so that the economic partnership that has always been there can be there. And within the African Union, we've heard your message where we can be supportive so that the suspension can be lifted as we go forward, because building trust and confidence, especially after such a challenge, is not easy. But we will be happy to support you and work with you as the measures that you take in the country continue to take root.
The national government has committed 36 billion shillings to bolster clean energy infrastructure by the year 2030. During the launch of the Tana River County Energy Plan 2024-2033, Principal Secretary in the State Department of Energy and Petroleum, Alex Washira, challenged other county governments to form energy plans to help realize clean energy across the country. Kenya targets to reduce greenhouse emissions responsible for global warming and extreme weather events by 32% come 2030. During the event, over 2,000 residents of the county received clean energy cooking stoves.
Tana River County remains a beneficiary of Kenya Off-Grid Solar Access Project, another initiative under the ministry funded by the World Bank, aimed at providing modern clean energy in underserved counties. I'm pleased to note that 4 solar-powered mini-grids will be constructed here in Tana River County, one in Balambala, Asako, the other one in Nanigi, and then the other one will be in Kitere and Mnazin, all at a cost of 250 million shillings.
The launch of the county energy plan is not just a celebration, but a call for action, or a call to action. It signals our commitment to transforming Tana River into a model county for clean energy innovation and sustainability.
Elsewhere, Mercy Hands Welfare Association, a non-governmental organization, is organizing sensitization meetings across the country to create awareness about dementia. During one such a forum in Ruri, Nyandarua County, Kim Mwatha, a human rights advocate, said there is need for the country to have a discourse on how to handle dementia, a problem facing many families. He urged the government to formulate laws that will provide support for the rising number of people suffering from dementia. The condition is characterized by progressive or persistent loss of intellectual functioning. It mostly affects the elderly from the age of 60.
Ni kitu iko and it's so costly kwa sababu lazima huyu mzazi atungwe vizuri sana, aachwe na mtu mmoja kwa familia ama tuajili mtu mmoja ili awe akiangalia huyu mzazi.
Sababu hiyo ndio kazi mingi sana iko huko ngambo, na sisi tunapeleka watoto wetu, tunaenda sisi kama my age, watu wameenda sana, wanaenda kufanya hiyo kazi, na sisi tunaacha wazazi wetu wakikufa, wanaachwa wakiteseka. Kwa nini tupeleke watu ngambo? Kwa nini tuende ngambo? Lakini hata huku government create hiyo kazi iko, hiyo ni kazi already iko.
Kuona mzazi wako anajiandaa show, kuona mzazi wako haongei, kuona mzazi wako ambaye alikuwa na akili timamu sasa mambo imeharibika, inakuwa uzito sana. Kwa hivyo naita mwito kwa serikali, hata wakati ule ambaye tunaongea juu ya siasa, tuangalie vile tutajengea hawa wazazi wawe na centers kama vile mataifa imeendelea mbele, na ili washe kuwa na mashida ile wako naye, kwa sababu hii ugonjwa haina dawa kwa sasa.
The Bunge la Mwananchi movement is calling on the government to compensate families who lost their loved ones during the Gen Z-led anti-tax protest in June last year and victims of alleged abduction this year. The movement's chairperson Francis Owino says there is need for legal and financial justice for the affected individuals and families.
Tuko na evidence beyond reasonable doubt. Kwa tukimove ICC tutapata justice kule, na tunaenda ICC juu ya vitu mbili. Kitu ya kwanza tunaenda ndio wale jenzi wenye waliuliwa wote wapate kulipwa. Kitu ya pili tunaenda pale ICC so that hao wazee wote watu heshimu kabla watu wachie serikali.
In other news, there was drama in Gamba Township in Deia, Limuru constituency in Kiambu County as a section of female residents took to the streets to complain about alcoholism, which they say is affecting men and youth in the area. The irate protesters demanded the immediate closure of all pubs and clubs in the area for operating outside legal hours, which they said has led to many men and youths to neglect their responsibilities and engage in daytime drinking. They also accused security agencies of failing to enforce relevant regulations.
Wameitana sababu tumekasirika na wazee, tumekasirika na pombe ya ngaba, vilabu ni 9 na duka ni 2. Tunataka pombe ishe, basi puguzwe hapa ngaba.
Shida ya kwa mtu, mwita pesa, nikuje pombe. Hiyo ni pesa yangu.
So we have talked to the residents, we have heard their complaints, and we, as the administration and also as the police and security officers, we will make sure that we do something about it. We are going to have a baraza next week, and apart from that, we are going to engage the residents more.
A section of persons with disabilities in Abolonyi Kamolo village in Teso North, Busia County is calling on well-wishers to come to their aid and help them construct a special school that will cater for the needs of children with disabilities. They noted that such a facility in the area will facilitate learning for tens of children who have been traveling to neighboring counties to seek education.
Tunaomba serikali ya county government, serikali yetu kuu na wahisani wengine waweze kukuja na kuweza kusaidia hii kikundi ya walemavu ambapo wanatoka hapa Teso North.
Hii shamba iweze kusaidia watoto wetu, kwa sababu watoto wetu tunapeleka mbali, mara Mumias, na saa hiyo wewe mzazi hauna transport, hauna school fees, lakini wakituletea hapa karibu tutafurahia.
It is 13 minutes past the hour. We need to take our first commercial break. But on the other side, I will tell you about a developing story between the border of Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet. Don't go too far.
Step up with DSTV and we'll show up by giving you more incredible entertainment.
It's game time.
Upgrade your subscription between the 13th of January and the 31st of March and get an even higher package for a whole month on us.
I nominate myself.
If you're on Access, step up to Family and we'll step you up to Compact. Hakuna kitu feel better than putting a little bit in but getting a lot out. Step up and we'll step you up. Dial *423# or download my DSTV app to upgrade today.
Vine Springer. Vine Springer.
Spenda moja, sitaki mwingine. Kututoa chini mavumbini.
Wavijana barabarani wamenyoa kweli kweli, bush na bash wakiwasimamisha wasichana. Je, wasichana ni matatu?
Mfumo wa CBC ni mfumo ambao unajitosheleza. Ni kweli?
Wanafunzi wa CBC wanaonekana kufanya vitu ambavyo vimepiku umri wao.
Mfumo huu wa CBC una gharama kubwa ya utekelezaji.
CBC, nina kipaji, nitajiajiri, kama nitaimba, itakuwa sawa.
Tanibiana kama
ardhi na bingu.
Ardhi na bingu. Lopelo dondoka katika mtandao.
Hayo ni maneno ya Bella.
Bella
akimwambia Neema.
Msemewa.
Tops, your stream, a river, there will never stop.
Na watu wakipata shida wanaanza kuona ni kama huu Mungu exist, and many people have used this as a platform of argument.
And like many other topics,
yes,
faith is one of those topics that the Bible has a definition.
Okay.
Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things that are expected, things that are to come.
Faith is not the absence of facts.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now to one of our top stories this afternoon. 3 people have been killed by bandits along the Tot-Koloa Road on the border of Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet. The victims, 2 women and a man, were attacked by suspected as they were returning home from Koloa Market in Baringo County, according to Kerio Valley Sub-County Police Commander Zablon Otieno. The commander added that the bandits made away with the livestock and security officers were in pursuit. The attack comes just a week after 1 person was killed in Loruk, Baringo County.
Pia sasa wawili peana uchumbe. All systems go, criminals out and bandits out. Let us have education and peace prevail in Baringo. We don't want again to go to the dark days of crying every now and then.
Small bits of problems here. The other day in Samburu, yesterday in Elgeyo Marakwet, the other day in Baringo. But I am very confident that this is the last part of the work we are doing to make sure that we get rid of all these elements that have terrorized the citizens of this country for many years.
A family from Kinanie village, Athi River in Machakos County is appealing for financial aid to help their kin undergo urgent eye surgery. Michael Mutuku Munyao was diagnosed with a condition, of course, immediately after birth, which has caused swelling in his left eye. John Kahiro has the details.
Being born with a condition that as you grow threatens to not only dim your vision but also your future. This is the sad reality of Michael Mutuku Munyao, a 15-year-old boy from Kenani village in Machakos County who was diagnosed with lymphangioma condition.
Mtoto alikaa kama 1 month. Akaanza uso ikaanza kufura. Akaanza kufimba pande moja tu ya njicho. Hakunjua ni nini, lakini akatembea kwa mahospitali Machakos. Mtoto akaangaliliwa, akatumwa kwa specialist Kinjambe. Sasa akaanza matibabu Kinjambe.
His left eye is swollen despite undergoing 2 surgeries.
Wakati anaenda hospitali anakaa sana nyumbani. Lakini akirudi tu huwezi njua kama Michael alikuanga anakaa nyumbani. Anakuanga tu same na wao anawapita hata kinasoma.
The condition also causes frequent nose bleeding, which according to the medics may lead to acute anemia.
Saa zingine hata mapua inatoka damu, yani ni non-stop. Haiwezi acha, anashinda na kitambaa tu kwa mfuko, hata saa zingine navaa shati 3, natoa ya kwanza ya pili hivyo.
Michael's situation was further compounded after his father, who was the sole provider of the family, succumbed to COVID-19 in 2020 and his mother suffered partial paralysis after a stroke.
Baba yake kuna last 5 years wakati wa corona. Baba yake alipata corona na akapass. Mama yao alikuwa na stroke pia. Hawezi akajifanyia, hawezi akaosha nguo, hakuna kitu, hata speech hawezi akaongea.
The family is now under the care of Michael's aunt, who relies on manual jobs. Efforts to raise the required 250,000 shillings for the urgent yet critical surgery at the Kijabe Hospital have hit a snag.
Hakuna hata mtu akona payslip mahali kwa familia yetu saa hii. Ni kung'ang'ana tu na hali ya Michael, na tuko na watoto pia. Tuko na wale wetu, tunasaidia Michael. Umeona condition pia ya mama yake akona stroke. Pia tunakaa na yeye.
To support Michael and his dream of one day becoming a doctor, channel contributions via M-Pesa number 0743410065 under his son's name, Christine Mweni Kimeo.
Kimaliza shule naweza penda kuwa padri, at the same time nikuwe daktari. Mwenye ananitazama naomba uweze tu kunisaidia tu chenye uko nacho. Niweze kuenda hosi kwa sababu anti ana kazi yenye inaweza mpatia pesa za kunipeleka hosi. Pia hata watu wengine tu wananisaidia. Mamangu ni huyu hapa, azienda kibarua, azifanya kazi. Anti pia hata yeye anafanyanga tu kazi kibarua, chenye tu anapata tunakuja tunashare tunakula. Akipata ni sawa, akikosa pia ni sawa.
Remember, any small contribution will aid that particular family and ensure that young man realizes his dreams. In other news now, the Agriculture and Food Authority has stepped up its initiatives to enhance market access to produce and products from scheduled crops while reinforcing the legal and regulatory framework that underpins the sector. The Deputy Chief of Staff for Performance and Delivery Management, Elido Walo, has emphasized the authority's pivotal role in strengthening Kenya's agricultural sector. He spoke when he visited the Agriculture and Food Authority as part of a comprehensive performance evaluation process for the year 2023-2027 financial year.
Basis of the contract that was signed and which both parties are aware of, isn't it? Okay? So we will be looking at what you committed yourselves to do during the period 2023-2024 with specific emphasis on the expected outputs, the output indicators, and the targets that were enshrined in that performance contract.
The national rugby sevens team, currently competing in the Perth Sevens in Australia, is set to receive further support from SportPesa following the introduction of a new bonus structure. With 9 million shillings reward up for grabs, Shujaa will be aiming for an improved finish to climb the rankings from their current 9th place, having earned 11 points from the first 2 legs in Dubai and South Africa. SportPesa's backing has been crucial in ensuring the team's preparation and overall well-being remain a top priority. In November last year, SportPesa also pledged an 84 million shilling sponsorship to enhance Shujaa's logistics and training as they prepare for their World Rugby Series return.
For you that I just signed the contract to assure that you'll get your bonuses for the remaining 5 legs. Up to 6th position, up to 9 million shillings will be up for grabs. So we just want to encourage you so that when you perform well, we boost you as SportPesa. And again, I just want to call on all Kenyans all over the world. This is our team. We're so proud of you. Our flag is flying high because of you, and we will root for you and support you.
Indeed, we are proud of our Shujaas and we wish them all the best. Athletics Kenya has affirmed that only athletes registered in the Federation's official database will be eligible to compete in both local and international championship. Barnaba Korir, Athletics Kenya's executive member, and of course, he is the Director for Youth Development. Barnaba Korir insists that athletes, coaches and athletes assistants who won't be registered in the Federation's database will be barred from all athletics activities.
We are working on a very good program for registration for both athletes, athlete support personnel, and also the camps. We are almost completing now registration of the athletes. The next step that we'll be doing is now athlete support personnel, that are the coaches, and then after that, maybe in April, we go now to the camps. After that, we have completed the process.
The national exercise, which was launched last July, is aimed at capturing accurate details of athletes and their officials and will play a crucial role in curbing the doping menace as well as the age cheating malpractices.
This system that we are going to use is going to aid in ensuring that we monitor the athletes, those camps that are training. We know what they are doing. We have everybody's bios, and also it assists in ensuring that the fight against doping is won. The main feature for this program is to ensure that every athlete who is supposed to be competing in Kenya will have to have undergone registration, must undergo also one test before even they are giving the letters for visas.
At the same time, the trials for the 16th edition of the Africa Under-18 and Under-20 Championship, initially set for March this year, have been moved to May. This follows the postponement of the African Championship in Oran, Algeria, from April to July this year by the organizers.
The trials will be done immediately after the holiday comes. That will be early May, and then that chance now will be given to those athletes. They can continue preparation in their respective schools until at least 1 month to go when they can fully go to the camps.
Koril revealed that the trials will be conducted early enough in order to give athletes ample time to prepare for the championship and also to give room for juniors who intend to compete at the World Championship trials. According to the Confederation of African Athletics, the event will be held from 14th to 18th July this year.
So this is very good planning. And we want also to make sure that we dominate, especially in the events that we normally don't do very well, like the sprints and the field events. So we are focusing on that, and I'm sure that the programs that we had for several years is going to bear fruit.
Kenya finished third during the 15th edition held in Douala, Zambia in 2023, amassing 14 medals, 6 gold, 2 silvers and 6 bronze medals.
And now further, field defending champion Yannick Sinner is set to face his biggest rival Alexander Zverev in the men's Australian Open final after defeating Ben Shelton in straight sets in Melbourne. Meanwhile, two-time defending champion INS. And of course, that concludes our bulletin. But of course, the match 23 game week of the English Premier League. This is how your fixtures are looking on this Saturday afternoon. Bournemouth are set to welcome Nottingham Forest, as well as Brighton will take on Everton. Liverpool, the league leaders, will be taking on Ipswich at the Anfield Stadium. Southampton against Newcastle. And of course, Wolves will be welcoming the mighty Gunners in their own backyard. And then finally, it will be a battle of the Blues. Manchester City against Chelsea at the Etihad Stadium. That concludes our coverage. You can always find more on our webpage at www.kbc.co.ke. My name is Abdiaziz Ashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom of the screen is Baron Abuli. Good afternoon and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Cervical cancer is the second most common type of cancer among women in Kenya.
Women usually catch it early, from the time they have their sexual debut. But as they go through their mid-20s towards the late 20s, their bodies, their immune systems are able to clear the virus.